What is happening, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ty from Ty Drives, and this is the 2026 Volkswagen Jetta in the Sport trim level. And today we're going to go over all the features this vehicle has to offer on the exterior, under the hood, in the trunk, in the rear seats, and in the main cabin. So we're going to get a full overview on all the features this vehicle has to offer. Now, in case you're wondering how the Jetta drives, we'll be doing a complete POV test drive on this vehicle in a separate video. So you can either wait to the end of this video to click on a link, or just head on over to my channel, Ty Drives, for that and more. But let's take a look at up front here while we have this beautiful Monterey blue pearl paint color, which is a somewhat new paint color within the last couple of years for Volkswagen, and I think it looks very, very nice. We of course have the big giant Volkswagen emblem front and center, and then we also have an LED light bar that leads into our LED headlights. So take a look at them, all illuminated, but we have reflector LEDs for the high and low beams, and also LED lights for your daytime running lights and turn signals. Looks very good, all illuminated. On the bottom of the bumper, on the sport trim, we get some nice glossy black trim at the bottom, and kind of like your main air intake is at the bottom of the bumper. We have some cool looking and unique to the sport trim level 17-inch wheels, and they're wrapped around 205/55 tires. And something that's pretty unique to the sport trim level and that of the GLI, of course, is that you have the cross differential system. So it's a little bit of a different differential, kind of to get this car to handle a little bit better around corners. But very cool design for the wheels. We have black surrounding all of the windows. And our mirrors have a blind spot warning indicator. We have smooth door handles, no smart key entry on the Sport, but we even get the Sport emblem on the B pillars. Taking a look at the window sticker, we have a very reasonable $27,144 sticker price. No crazy options, just a couple of small accessories. And as we can see, 2026 Jetta Sport with Monterey blue. And feel free to pause the video if you need to see any more information. But we will go through most of that in this video. And obviously, very, very impressive fuel economy, and equally as impressive crash ratings. With a shark fin antenna up top. And very nice looking, almost light bar at the back too. So matching the front with all LEDs, the back has all LEDs. So the tail lights, turn signals, and brake lights, again, all LED powered, and almost a light bar, which is nice. Now that the sun's out, you can really see that pearl effect in the paint. Very nice metallic too. We have the Volkswagen and Jetta emblem at the bottom there, and right underneath the T, the first T I should say in Jetta, is your trunk release. And I think this is a rather good looking vehicle, especially in this color. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think about the styling in the comments. And I don't want to go any further because I might forget to mention my very good friends at Valenti Volkswagen in Watertown for providing me with this car. So thank you very much to those guys. Let's take a look what's under the hood. Under the hood of the Jetta, which is held up by a prop, by the way, is a 1.5 liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder engine. It's good for 158 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque. So actually quite the little powerhouse for a vehicle of this size. And this is the only engine available, unless of course you go to the GLI, which does have, you know, a pretty significant bump in power. Everything's hooked up to an 8-speed automatic, unless again you go to that GLI and you get the 6-speed manual if you'd like. And front-wheel drive is the only drivetrain available. But take a look how open and easy everything is to work on here. There's really no engine cover, and everything's easy access. Oil filler, oil dipstick, you got the coolant over here, batteries right there, windshield washer right there. So it's a very easy access engine, and we'll see how this engine does on our test drive and acceleration test. But for now, let's see how it sounds from the tailpipes. trunk of the Jetta. If you press the button on the key fob on the driver's door or underneath the trunk there, it'll pop right open for you automatically. No need to lift it up manually. And we do have these little tabs at the top to split fold your seats down at a 60-40 split. But once you're in here, there's actually a really great amount of space. I mean, the Jetta is a nice size car, and you even have some storage extensions to each side behind both of the wheel wells, and you of course have some accessories back here as well, such as wheel locks, first aid kit, and the rubber floor mats. Below your all-weather trunk mat, we do have a spare tire and tool kit, so that's awesome. And when you're done in the trunk, you have two places where you can close down, one to either side, and it's a very light trunk lid, close right on down. Okay, so our first glance at the interior of the Jetta will be with the rear seats, and we'll go over the materials here on the door. We do have mostly hard to touch materials until we get down to our armrest, which is a kind of nice rubberized surface. We have the window switch, door handle, and a little bit of storage and a speaker on the rear door, and we have a pretty cool kind of pattern for our cloth interior. We have headrests for all three passengers in the back in this kind of, I don't know, lined and shaped pattern with some piping, and it's kind of black on the outside and gray on the inside, which is pretty cool. And of course you could fold those seats down again, 60-40 split. Another thing you can fold down is your armrest, nice and big, soft, and has two cup holders. And I'm gonna hop in the back so that you can see how much room a guy my size, which is 5'10", fits in the rear. And the simple answer is, yeah, I've got plenty of space. Good, at least 3-4 inches of leg room. Fitting a third person, you know, in the middle would definitely be a tight squeeze, but it is doable, you know, in a pinch. But there is actually a really good amount of space back here for this size vehicle. We have a full black headliner, coat hooks, grab handles, and some illumination back here too. What do you say we check out the front next? So in the front, the materials do change for the better. For the most part, we actually have the soft touch material. So up here it becomes nice and soft. Down here is padded, and we have a little bit of a nicer material with stitching for the door rest. We even have some kind of mimicked metal look trim. We have our lock unlock buttons, heated mirror controls, window switches, and window lockout with a bigger storage bin, and a trunk release and another speaker at the bottom. On the left of the dash, we have an air vent, a little bit of a padded section here, and your automatic light controls, and the release for the tilt and telescoping steering wheel. And thanks to the Sport trim level, we get these really good looking kind of metal finished pedals, and your hood release is right down here. Now the S and the Sport both come with manually adjusting seats, but again, same nice finishes as in the back with the cloth seats. We have stitching, piping, and that cool pattern with 6-way adjustments. So you have height here, backrest there, and back and forth of the entire seat on the bottom. What do you say we hop in, get out of the cold, and check out the rest? Okay, so sitting inside the Jetta, we have a nice updated interior. Within the past couple of years, they've actually done a nice refresh, give it a new touchscreen, a new, you know, dash accents, and new climate control. So very nice looking interior, especially on more of the basic trim level. But here goes the key, which we have the lock, unlock, trunk release, and panic alarm, and also, yes, that's right, a good old switchblade key with the Volkswagen emblem on the back, because you do have to start it up with the actual key. When was the last time you've done that on a new car? I bet you it's been a little while. But let's go over the interior a little bit here, and we'll start with the steering wheel, which is now nice, smooth, leatherette surface. We also have some stitching on the inside and all of your adaptive cruise right over here with your audio volume and presets adjustment right there. We have some screen adjustments for the digital display, and also a view button to customize the look of it, and your voice commands right over here. We'll go through that process of changing up and switching up information in just a minute. Behind the steering wheel, we have kind of a button where you can control your lane keep assist and adaptive cruise, and of course your turn signals and high beams like normal. and then your wipers to the other side. Now, let's go through the adjustment on this screen here. So it's not a full entire LCD screen. Kind of from here all the way down to here is LCD, and then we have your kind of coolant temperature and your gas gauge kind of in the shadows off to the other side, and a cool little lighting feature too there, which is pretty nice. Up on our corners we have the time and your lane keep assist with your exterior temperature, what gear you're in, the compass, your total miles or the odometer, and then some driving assistance features down here, as well as your distance till empty for the fuel gauge. But that is pretty much it. And it also, you know, most of that stuff stays constant. Where you could change it is when you press the view button. Now, upon pressing the view button, you get a large tachometer. If you press it again, you kind of have a more digital setup, so you can get some different information, and back to the speedometer. So if we press view a couple more times, I just want to kind of show you the different information you could display, because there is actually quite a bit, and it's pretty reconfigurable, and it's a really, really nice gauge cluster screen at this price point. Now, if we press kind of the side button here, this is where we can start adjusting what we see. So you can have a gear display, oil temperature, start-stop status. You can go through some settings, leave it blank, or put your fuel economy up there. And you can also do the same to the other side. So again, you have that same selection. You could show audio, phone, destination info, compass, and a blank screen, or just some driving data. So that's pretty cool. And then if you press the view button again, you can do the same sort of thing in the middle. So you can choose what you see in the middle here with the gear display, again, start stop info, digital speedometer, all kinds of really good stuff. And again, with the other tachometer display, which just so happens to be my favorite, a little bit more of a sporty display, I guess you could say, again, you could do the same exact thing. So pretty cool. And again, nice display for a vehicle at this price point. Upper dash is all soft to the touch, and we do have some new programming for our touchscreen here, so that's pretty cool. We have shortcuts to the side and a volume knob right over here, but we pretty much have just a couple buttons here, just for your home, your menu with all of your features of the screen, the app, which brings you to the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and the car, which has to do with your driving data. So if we go home, we can kind of hop into a couple of the different menus here, such as your phone, which will pair up. You've got wireless CarPlay, all kinds of good stuff in here. And let's go to the menu so we can actually hop into a couple of the screens here. We have the audio screen right here, so we could switch the sources. Your presets will show up right down here. We could pull up a station list, and we can also go to an actual tune right over here, so you can kind of slide back and forth, get the exact station you're wishing for. We have the phone and the vehicle screen, which has to do with your trip computers and whatnot. So we have a couple of different trip computers that you could look through, and then you also have a selection of different things such as your vehicle status, and then also some vehicle settings. You can adjust your sound settings for the audio system. We also have media, which has to do with music and things getting played through your phone. The App Connect, which is the Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and then you can also adjust your assist systems. Kind of just tap on an area of the screen and customize the way you like. Lane keep assist. And you can also go into settings to see a list of all of those. We also have your climate control, which you can turn on and off and adjust through the screen as well. I'm going to turn the temperature up a little bit here. There we go. And then we can also swipe over to our settings, help, and legal notices. Now you can also swipe from the top and kind of display your personal profile for the vehicle, any notifications like low tire pressure, things like that. You can also adjust the screen brightness as well for at night. But that's a brief overview of the touchscreen. Very simple, but got a lot of nice stuff in there too, which is good. Just below we have your air vents, passenger airbag indicator, and your hazards. Over here you have your heated seats, which is a great addition. And I'm pretty sure within the last at least year, or maybe even as of 2026, this new display is new for the lower end model. So the S and the Sport, I believe, used to come with just the dials. Now it's this nice kind of haptic feedback touch sensitive climate control here. So dual zones even, which is very nice and kind of rare to see again in this segment. And you also have the heated seats, your defrosters, where you want the air to blow. You could sync up the temperatures, turn the recirculating on, and your AC. And then we also have the fan speed right over here, which you have a little line that grows a little bit bigger to show you the indication. And you could change your temperatures right down here. You can also turn the whole system off or pull up the climate menu right there. Down here is your kind of phone area, so you have a nice place to put your phone. It won't charge your phone in the Sport model, but you can put it there and connect it to your 2 USB-Cs. Down here we have our shifter, which if we put it into reverse, we have the nice reverse camera, which it has the kind of guidance lines, and it shows you that the reverse camera is on. There's also some settings for the reverse camera, brightness, colors, things like that. We also have neutral, drive, and we can bump it down once more into a sport mode, or bump it over like this to shift gears manually. So that's pretty cool. We have our electronic parking brakes, so press down to deactivate, pick up to activate. We also have our auto start, stop, and eco mode. You can turn those two on or off, and a good old 12-volt power outlet. Down here we have a little storage area for some golf tees or golf pencils, and some pretty decent sized cup holders, and a pretty large storage area inside your padded armrest. Over here is a nice design cube. It kind of like continues the air vents all the way down. We have this one metal strip, some glossy black, and our glove box is actually pretty sizable. So a very good amount of storage in this car, I must say. Passenger seat is 4-way, manually adjusting, and of course we have that black headliner with the sun visors that have mirrors and card holders. Traditional mirror up here, and we have our interior lights with the normal bulbs, and then we can turn on the rear lights as well. Informational and SOS buttons up here too. And that pretty much does it for all the features that this 2026 Volkswagen Jetta Sport has to offer. Now, by now, you should be seeing a little link pop up in your corner there to check out our full test drive video on this vehicle. So make sure you check that out as well. But to end everything off, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you stick with us for future videos.